Hi, and welcome to Old School Blues Guitar. I had a special request for a lesson, kind of the Jimmie Vaughan style of playing with a capo and some of the playing out of the E position. I don't know much about Jimmie Vaughan in particular and how he plays. I love his old stuff with the Fabulous Thunderbirds. I haven't listened to much of his solo stuff or, really studied it, I should say, because I really like what he's done. But what I'm going to do here is just kind of explain playing out of the what I call the first position E, using a capo to change keys. So instead of playing in E, we're going to play an F sharp by placing the capo on the second fret. And then we can play an E chord, which is actually F sharp. And what I'm going to do here in this video, this isn't really a formal lesson of any kind. I'm just going to kind of try to help a subscriber out by explaining this position, and I hope this answers the questions. There's another fella on YouTube that does some Jimmie Vaughan licks, and he plays them, I think, out of an A position, and he tunes his guitar weirdly, I mean, unusually, I should say. It works, I mean, it sounds cool, but for me, what I'm going to do is just play it in standard tuning with the capo on the second fret, and we can play in the E position. I know Jimmie Vaughan dug and still digs guys like Johnny Guitar Watson, Gatemouth Brown, and even the great Guitar Slim, who all used a capo to be able to play out of this E position. So first of all, chord-wise, we've got our E. This is a first position E. I'm going to play this Lightning Hopkins, Mance Lipscomb style with just two fingers. My first finger on the, we'll call it the first fret. We'll go from the capo, first fret of the third string, and my second finger getting the fifth and fourth strings at the second fret. So there's my E, which is now my F sharp. And let me just show you some of the basic licks. First of all, you've got the scale. Just a basic E scale. I've got third fret, open, second fret, open, third fret, or second fret, let me do it again. Third fret, first string, open, third fret, second string, open, second fret, third string, open, same on the fourth, fifth, third fret, sixth string, open. Those are what I call just the skeleton notes, the basic notes. You can also throw in like the second fret of the first string, second fret of the second string, and some others along the way. The thing that I like about this position is you can play these double stops that are just what I call ferocious. Gatemouth Brown, Johnny Guitar Watson all did this stuff. So let me show you some of those to go along with this, and we'll try to put it all together. So one of the most popular, I know Jimmie Vaughan does this a lot, is this kind of lick. And what I'm doing is sliding from the third to the fifth frets on the second string, but the real, I don't know, cut of that lick comes from the open first string. And you can play this a lot of different ways. You can slide into it and make it sound cool. Gatemouth Brown would do stuff like this, where I'm sliding in, open first string, third fret first string, and then go into that normal, what we would call the blues box over the E chord. So that's one on the second and first strings. Another one he would do is going on the third and second string, sliding from the fourth, or the second fret rather, to the fourth. And this one's really cool. You can play stuff like this. And then notice I'm getting the open second and open first strings. And that's another cool lick. And you can bend this second fret of the third string. That's our G bending position. You can do all kinds of different stuff, combining those double stops with your G blues box scale. So another one, we got that, and you can do that one with all three strings, or you can do it with just the second and third string. Something like that. Or you can do it kind of a T-Bone Walker-ish thing, where I'm I'm sliding on the 3rd string, 2nd to 4th fret, and then getting the open 2nd string. Play it fast. Something along those lines. So these are all really cool double stop licks you can play. This one is one that Johnny Guitar Watson used a lot. And this is another standard blues lick, but just playing it in this E position, F sharp. I'm putting my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string and my 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. And you can bend it like that. Or you can make the whole diminished chord and do this. So what I'm doing here is making a diminished, which would be a F sharp diminished. My 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. My 2nd finger is on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. Then my 3rd finger is on the 3rd fret of the 3rd, and my pinky on the 3rd fret of the 1st. You've got this. So you could play that lick in there too. You can start seeing the possibilities. It's really cool place to play. Okay, so I'm just trying to do this off the top of my head. And some other stuff in the video that I was given as a reference for this. There's also some single string stuff he does. It sounds to me like this, where he's sliding. This would be from the 5th fret to the 7th, and then slides back down, back up. So that's what he's doing. So you can do this. All kinds of slides out of that. But the one I heard on the other video was something like that, where he slides, comes back to the 3rd fret of the 1st string, like that. Now you can play in the 2nd position blues box too in this position. So right here between the 3rd and 5th frets, 2nd, 3rd fret, 5th fret of the 2nd string, 3rd fret, 5th fret of the 1st string. And we can do some more Johnny Guitar Watson stuff. And mix it up again. So the bend on the 5th fret of the 1st string, combine that with all the other things. So what we're doing here, I'm hoping this helps. I'm just trying to show you all the things I know you can play out of this first position. Now there's one thing he did in the video which I thought was really neat. That is a lick like this. And that I'd never seen before. I'd never done this one before. What I'm doing is basically making a D chord shape, but I'm just going to take my 1st and 2nd finger, my 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and my 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So 3rd string, 2nd string. And to me, it's an E7. Listen to an E7. Listen to this. Close to an A7. I don't even know what this is. I think of the D chord. But what I'm doing is using my 3rd finger, and I'm hammering on to the 4th fret of the 3rd string and getting the 2nd string as well. And then I'm sliding back up into the E. So listen to what he plays. And maybe something like that is what you could do to adapt that to playing in standard tuning and E position. So once again, 2 fingers, hammer on with that one. Just kind of messing around there. Then another thing that I noticed in that was the bass string. So you can get some really cool bass boogies going. Like that, and all I'm doing just the same as we play in E. Open 6th string, 4th 4th fret, or I can do 3rd, 4th fret, like that, and then to the 5th or 2nd fret of the 5th string. And I can play the 2 strings like the shuffle, or I can just use my right hand and mute the strings and play the 1 string. And come up with different rhythms. I'm just trying to be creative off the top of my head there. And when he goes over the A, just move everything over a string. And this is another thing you can do here. And I know Jimmie Vaughan does this when he's playing in standard tuning. I'm making a B. When I come to the 5, instead of playing my B7th here, I can make my A-shaped B7th, which is just my A7th moved up 2 frets. And I could do something like this to lead into it. So again, this is a long B where I've got my first finger on the 4th fret, barring, and then my first finger goes to the 9th fret, actually 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th fret now with the capo. Then I just shift my fingers to put my second finger on the 5th fret. Then I move it to an A7. I can do the same kind of thing and throw in some of those E position licks. So there we have a lot of different stuff that I can think of playing in that open E. Again, I call it a Johnny Guitar Watson, Gatemouth Brown, Guitar Slim type position, because those guys played in this a lot, and that's a lot of what produced their unique sound, really vicious sound, is having those open strings in there. So I hope this helps you out. I'm sending this to you, and I'll put it on YouTube on my channel too for other people. And if it sucks, let me know. If it helps you, let me know. Somewhere in between, let me know, and I'll see if I can put some more time and thought into it for my next batch of lessons, which are going to come out probably in February. Take care. Thanks for your interest in my channel. I appreciate it. Sorry I don't know everything. Sorry I can't figure out everything. I try, but I did the best I could with this for the time I have. And again, I'll give it another shot later if this doesn't work for you. Thank you.